Cassie just smashed open the silence that Sean P. Diddy Combs spent 3 straight decades building like a soundproof vault around himself. And the stack of receipts she flung onto the judge's desk makes his million-dollar suits look like clearance rack costumes. You probably tapped this video because the neon headline screamed, "P. Diddy's lies exposed by Cassie," but buckle up. This ride is longer than his yacht, stickier than his tequila, and louder than every air horn drop in his catalog, because the truth finally has Wi-Fi. Let's rocket through the big questions before the comment section gladiators show up. 1. What exactly did Cassie accuse him of? In her federal complaint filed November 16, 2023, she laid out 10 relentless years of beatings, forced drug binges, and what lawyers politely call sex trafficking techniques, climaxing with a 2018 hotel attack so savage she blacked out and thought she'd never walk out alive. 2. Didn't the drama die after that lightning-fast settlement? Nope. That one-day payout only cracked the dam. Within 4 weeks, 6 more accusers and a former producer filed fresh suits, and the feds were already circling. 3. Has public opinion moved? TikTok's number Justice Served tag has racked up 3 billion views, while any post showing Diddy's face gets ratioed into oblivion. Now rewind to the very first red flag. Cassie meeting Diddy at 19, bright-eyed, starstruck, and, according to her suit, instantly controlled. She says he demanded her phone passcode, dictated who she could follow online, and wired every penthouse with hidden cameras. Bodyguards later told investigators those cameras weren't for security. They were trophies cataloged by date inside what staff nicknamed the library. The archives allegedly show everything from forced intimacy to drug-fueled rants where he waved guns like party favors. That's the footage prosecutors now call the black box of Bad Boy. So why sign a settlement if the evidence was that explosive? Welcome to billionaire chess. Multiple courthouse insiders put the payout in the healthy 8-figure range, but Cassie's signature came with exactly 0 gag clauses about helping law enforcement. Translation, she took the check and still delivered unredacted evidence straight to Homeland Security, collecting the bag and loading the clip in the same move. March 25, 2024, federal agents raided Diddy's Los Angeles and Miami mansions, rolling out hard drives, CCTV rigs, and folders stamped legal hold, while the internet watched from helicopter live streams. Corporate America bolted like Usain Bolt hearing a starter pistol. Diageo, the liquor giant behind Ciroc and De Leon, finalized its long-simmering breakup, calling the allegations devastating to brand reputation. Analysts say that single divorce shaved roughly $300 million off Diddy's paper fortune overnight. Forbes drilled deeper. Their mid-2024 list pegged Combs at just under $400 million, down from an $825 peak only 2 years earlier. In hip-hop money math, that's a 50% haircut, and that was before court costs and sponsor exits hit the books. Cassie, meanwhile, skipped the pity party. She launched the Enough Now Fund with domestic violence nonprofits, and when Rihanna, Megan Thee Stallion, and Dua Lipa reposted the link, donations smashed first-week targets in 24 hours flat. Then our girl dropped Silenced No More, a smoky R&B letter to survivors that cracked Spotify's viral 50 in 15 countries. Chart success she never sniffed when Diddy kept her career chained like showroom jewelry. Retention spike? Spill that signature tea. Remember those iconic all-white Hampton parties you double-tapped every summer? A former yacht engineer just surrendered CCTV from the 2016 bash. Prosecutors say the clip shows Diddy escorting 3 barely legal models below deck. One woman testified she woke up bruised and blinded by a phone camera flash. That evidence crashed into the jury box like a rogue wave, and seasoned reporters swear 2 jurors visibly gasped. Pop culture piled on. 48 hours after Cassie filed, Saturday Night Live opened with a panicked faux Diddy stumbling through an apology, while a stone-faced Cassie served legal papers to the beat of Mo Money Mo Problems. Combs Global threatened NBC, but the sketch had 10 million views by Sunrise, and Lawyer Talk stitched it with real court docs for maximum credibility. When memes outrun your PR team, the narrative has relocated to the people's courtroom, and there's no settlement option there. Brands bolted like marathon sprinters. Peloton wiped every Diddy anthem from its workout playlists. Fashion Nova ate a 7-figure loss canceling a streetwear capsule. Apple Music quietly demoted his. Tracks from flagship hip-hop banners burying I'll Be Missing You deeper than page 3 search results. Even Revolt TV, his own network, faced a staff walkout demanding execs address the elephant in the studio. Ad revenue plunged 40% in 1 quarter. Sponsorship renewals ghosted the inbox like a bad Tinder date. Money trails don't lie. By June 2024, Business Insider ranked Diddy ninth on the hip-hop rich list. His lowest spot since the Y2K bug was news. Bank compliance teams flagged his accounts for reputational risk, freezing several credit lines. Celebrity wealth is like cloud storage. One corrupt file and the whole folder starts error coding. Courtroom drama leveled up when 5 former employees testified Diddy kept a black book of compromising intel, addictions, affairs, social security numbers, stored in encrypted files updated as recently as February 2024. Forensic analysts traced those edits to an IP address inside his Holmby Hills mansion. The defense called it creative brainstorming, but metadata doesn't lie. Jurors leaned forward like binge watchers on a season finale. Mid-video reveal time, investigators played a 2019 voice memo authenticated by 2 independent audio labs. Diddy snarls, "If Cassie talks, I'll make sure nobody finds her music, her body, nothing." The room froze. TikTok spliced the audio over slow-mo clips of Cassie striding into court wearing a white tee reading "Believe Women," snagging 10 million likes in 24 hours, then another 10 million the next day. The defense tried a toxic love story spin, but each witness torched that script. Backup dancers revealed hopefuls were told, "Your dreams are behind that door. Just say yes." A security guard recounted Diddy waving a gun in jealous rage, threatening to fire anyone who helped Cassie leave. Another guard drove her to an ER and watched him slide nurses stacks of cash for silence. Cassie's advocacy snowballed. She filmed PSA spots with the New York State Office for the Prevention of Domestic Violence. Engagement crushed every benchmark. Her Instagram turned into a hotline, bruise photos and frantic DMs flooded in until volunteer moderators stepped up to route survivors to shelters. She's not just trending, she's turning hashtags into handshakes. Culture shifted, Jay-Z and Nas quietly unfollowed Diddy. Beyoncé's Bay Good Foundation pledged a cool $1 million to shelters the same week Cassie's deposition transcript leaked. Ticketmaster processed a 20% refund spike for Revolt Fest. Adidas and Cash App yanked booths 2 days before gates opened. When your peers ghost you in public, Reputation CPR costs more than any platinum album can cover. Depositions kept piling. Joy Dickerson-Neal revived a 1991 assault claim. Choreographer Alison Brown described a 2003 attack and hush money offer. A former intern alleged she was drugged during a 2012 listening party. Each account came with therapist notes, time-stamped texts, or police reports. Prosecutors threaded the pattern into a single chilling timeline. Wealth weaponized against anyone who dared say no. Character witnesses, crickets. Even former protégés kept their distance. Social media dubbed it the quietest bad boy reunion ever. Defense attorneys waived philanthropic receipts, scholarships, charter schools, but students demanded his name stripped from auditorium plaques, arguing good deeds don't erase private nightmares. Verdict day thundered down May 28, 2025. Guilty on 2 federal counts, transportation for prostitution and obstruction of justice. Bail denied after video surfaced of him coaching a witness with coded hand signals during recess. Prosecutors want 15 years, insisting, "Public trust demands we clip the wings of the untouchable." Cassie didn't gloat. She simply told reporters, "I spoke the truth even when my voice shook." And that line earned a standing ovation outside the courthouse. It also hit #1 on Instagram captions worldwide. Diddy's empire. Forbes says the conviction triggered hair trigger clauses in syndicated loans, tequila inventory credit lines, and insurance policies that exclude criminal verdicts. Liquidation looms, because who wants to buy a brand whose founder can't FaceTime until his mid-60s? Revolt TV's board is already courting fresh investors to rebrand without his initials. Hollywood insiders whisper that every major studio scrubbed him from potential soundtrack rosters the minute the guilty verdict dropped. Cassie's horizon glows brighter than paparazzi strobes. Publishing houses are bidding for her memoir. Netflix and Hulu both greenlit docuseries pitches. Coach is in final talks for a capsule line called Unbroken. Analysts predict her personal empire could top $70 million within 2 years. Money Diddy once. Swore she'd never touch without his blessing. Turns out blessings are overrated when you have backbone. Flashback montage time, because patterns paint the clearest picture. Remember the 1999 Club New York shooting that left 2 people wounded and Puffy locked in a 3-hour police interrogation? Those charges slipped away thanks to pricey lawyers, but the whispers never died. Jump ahead to 2005 when he allegedly punched a radio host backstage at MTV, splitting the man's lip. Then came 2015's UCLA kettlebell drama, arrested for swinging gym equipment at his son's football coach. Each headline looked isolated until the public lined them up like dominoes and watched the past push the present over. Internet sleuths turned those incidents into a viral supercut titled, "He's Been Telling on Himself for Years," racking up 20 million views and counting. Creators freeze-frame old TRL interviews to show Cassie's eyes darting towards security whenever Diddy leaned too close. Reddit detectives even matched flight records, proving she almost always flew on a separate jet, despite being billed as his +1. Once the dates stacked up, the narrative wrote itself. Prosecutors then dropped a financial bombshell. Ledgers showing hush money wired to at least 9 women from 2011 to 2023 funneled through shell companies named after obscure jazz musicians. Their closer thundered, "Mr. Combs didn't just break the law, he itemized it," and the gallery buzzed like a festival crowd begging for one more song. Cassie's support network keeps blooming. Survivors built Discord servers to trade legal resources, therapists offered pro bono sessions, and an Atlanta law school launched a scholarship in her name for students tackling gender-based violence. Cassie joined the virtual kickoff, happy crying while telling the cohort, "Knowledge is the loudest speaker. Use it to drown out fear." Morning shows ran that clip on loop. Ripple effects slammed pop culture. A Chicago DJ opened her top-rated show by announcing, "We're spinning Liberation today," then aired Cassie's single back-to-back with empowerment classics from Janet and Aretha. Listeners hashtagged the moment number airwave atonement, and the track hit heavy rotation on more than 80 FM stations within a week. Audiences aren't allergic to change. They just crave justice at full volume. Even Wall Street listened. Music rights funds quietly added a scandal volatility premium to catalogs tied to legally troubled artists, warning investors that toxic royalties can sink portfolios faster than meme stocks can inflate them. Zoom in on the personal. In Vogue's June 2025 spread, Cassie shared that she writes lullabies for her toddlers, so their earliest memories are lyrics that hug, not lyrics that haunt. Meanwhile, leaked footage shows Diddy pacing a holding cell, muttering unfinished verses from Victory, like a scratched record searching for a drop that will never come. One life is blooming, the other is looping. That's poetic justice set to a baseline only karma could produce. Zoom back out for the moral. Maybe you slow danced to Last Night at Prom or hollered "Can't Stop, Won't Stop" while chasing a paycheck. Behind each glossy hit was a silent metronome of fear. Cassie pressed play, and the world finally heard that beat. When legends fall, it's never the silence that buries them, it's the echo of every voice they tried to mute. Closing note, Sean P. Diddy Combs thought he could delete Cassie's story with a black Amex. Instead, her truth deleted his status. Legends fade, liars fall, and this time the truth drops the mic. Cassie's holding it, and we're all listening. Sentencing is July 30th, 2025. We'll be front row streaming every second for you. But for now, one fact is chiseled into pop culture granite. Diddy thought he'd destroy Cassie, yet it looks like he destroyed himself instead.